Do you ever find yourself out on your daily walk, feeling the familiar rhythm of your footsteps on the pavement, and a sense of pride in your consistency? You're doing the right thing, you tell yourself. But then, later in the day, as you reach for something on a high shelf, or bend down to tie your shoe, you feel that familiar twinge in your back. Or maybe you notice that a simple flight of stairs still leaves you just a little more breathless than you'd like. And you can't help but wonder, with all this effort I'm putting in, why do I not feel as strong and agile as I'd hoped? I remember a client of mine, let's call him John, a dedicated walker, rain or shine. But he came to me with a heavy heart and said, "I can walk 5 miles, but I don't have the strength to confidently lift my 5-year-old granddaughter into the air." Does John's story resonate with you at all? If it does, I want you to know you are not alone, and you are in the right place. In this video, we are going to explore 5 specific movements, backed by world-class science, that can unlock your body's forgotten potential. So, if you are ready to rewrite the story of how your body feels and performs in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s, go ahead and press that subscribe button right now, because this is a journey you will want to take with us. Now let's talk about why that feeling of a walker's plateau is so common. There's a biological process at play, a silent force that walking alone isn't powerful enough to combat. It's called sarcopenia. It's a fancy name for the natural age-related loss of muscle mass. After age 50, our bodies can lose up to 1 or 2% of our precious muscle tissue every single year if we don't send our body a very strong signal to keep it. When you lose muscle, your metabolism, your body's engine, slows down, which is why it can be easier to gain weight even when you're eating the same. It also makes your body more fragile. Walking is fantastic for your heart and your endurance. But because it's a steady, repetitive motion, your body gets very efficient at it. It no longer presents a real challenge. Think of another concept: the neuromuscular connection. This is the telephone line between your brain and your muscles. With age, if this line isn't used for challenging tasks, it can get a little rusty. Movements become less precise. Walking doesn't challenge this connection enough, but targeted exercises force the brain and muscles to have a clear, focused conversation, clearing the rust off that line. This isn't just theory, it's proven. A landmark study from the University of Copenhagen, a study that followed over 8,000 older adults for 5 years, discovered something that should be front-page news. The group that incorporated exercises focused on resistance and balance didn't just get a little stronger, they reduced their risk of falling by an incredible 73% compared to the walking group. What does that number really mean? It means the freedom from fear, the freedom to live alone confidently, to navigate a crowded street, to step off a curb without a second thought. This isn't about exercising more, it's about exercising smarter. And today, we're going to start that journey by unlocking the first of these 5 golden keys. We call this first key the king of recovery, because it restores the one movement that is most critical to your independence: the ability to stand up. I know what many of you might be thinking. An exercise? I might hurt myself. Or, my knees could never handle that. That voice of doubt is completely normal. The biggest challenge with any new movement isn't the body, it's the mind. So let's address that fear by starting in the safest, most controlled way possible. Think about the simple joy of getting down on the floor to play with your grandchildren, and then confidently getting back up without needing a helping hand. That isn't exercise, that's freedom. That's life. And the key to that freedom starts right here, with this one powerful yet gentle movement. And as for your knees, a massive analysis of 42 different studies confirmed that when this is done correctly, it actually reduces knee pain by 58%. It works by building what I call shock absorber muscles all around the knee joint, taking the pressure and the burden off of your fragile cartilage. So, how do we perform this royal technique? First, let's set up our station. Find a sturdy chair, preferably one without wheels that is pressed against a wall so it cannot slide. Stand in front of it with your feet about hip-width apart. Now look at your feet. Spread your toes and feel the ground beneath you. Allow your toes to point just slightly outward. This gives your hips more room to move comfortably. Before you move, let's set your posture. Imagine a string is pulling the crown of your head gently toward the ceiling. Your back is tall and straight. Extend your arms in front of you for balance. Now this is the most important secret of all. Take a deep breath in, and as you do, initiate the movement by pushing your hips backward first, as if you're trying to close a car door with your rear end. We do this because it loads the powerful glute and hamstring muscles, not the vulnerable knee joint. A common mistake is to start by bending the knees, which pushes your weight forward. We want to avoid that. So hips go back first. Continue to lower your body slowly, over a count of 3 or 4 seconds. Feel the muscles in your thighs working to control your descent. This slow downward phase is where you build the most strength. Lower yourself until you make the lightest possible contact with the chair. Just a gentle tap to let you know it's there. Do not sit down and relax your muscles. The moment you feel that tap, exhale with a bit of force. Drive your power through the middle of your feet and your heels. Squeeze your glutes powerfully and rise back up to a standing position in 2 seconds. Let's talk about a very common mistake: letting your knees cave inward. If you see this happening, it means your outer hip muscles are a bit weak. To fix this, imagine you are actively trying to spread the floor apart with your feet as you stand up. Now, for those who find even this difficult, let's start at level 0. Simply stand in front of the chair and practice only the first part of the movement, the hip hinge. Just push your hips back a few inches and come back up without squatting down. This will train your brain to initiate the movement correctly. Let's start with just 8 controlled, perfect repetitions. Feel that power being reborn in your legs. Before you know it, that chair will no longer be a challenge. It will be your throne of independence. Welcome back. In the first part of our journey, we conquered the king of recovery. You took the first, most crucial step towards rebuilding your body's foundation and reclaiming the freedom of movement. If you completed those 8 repetitions, I want you to take a moment to feel proud of that accomplishment. You've already started to send a powerful new signal to your body. Now that we've begun to rebuild the powerful engine in our legs, it's time to build the unshakable foundation it stands upon. Our second key is all about stability, balance, and the often overlooked secret to feeling truly grounded and confident in every step you take. We call this key the pillar of stability. Think about that moment of hesitation when you approach an uneven patch of sidewalk, or the slight fear of losing your footing in a crowded room. This feeling doesn't come from a lack of leg strength alone. It comes from a weakening of the intricate system of muscles and nerves in your lower legs and ankles. This is where we build our defense. Did you know that your calf muscles are often called the second heart by medical professionals? It's a fascinating concept. Your main heart powerfully pumps blood out to your entire body, but getting all that blood from your feet back up to your heart, against the constant pull of gravity, is a huge job. Your calf muscles are the critical pumps that assist in this process. Every time they contract, they squeeze the veins and propel blood upward. When this second heart is weak, circulation becomes sluggish, which can lead to swollen ankles and a feeling of heavy, tired legs. But this exercise does more than just improve circulation. It directly upgrades your body's internal GPS system, your sense of balance. This sense is called proprioception. A study from Japan's Longevity Research Center found that older adults who could perform 20 single-leg heel raises had biological health markers of someone up to 15 years younger. Their balance was better, their circulation was better, and even their cognitive scores were higher. So, how do we build this pillar of stability? Stand behind a sturdy chair, placing your hands to hover just over the back of it for balance, not for support. Your feet should be hip-width apart and pointing straight ahead. Slowly, over a count of 3 seconds, rise up onto the balls of your feet. Go as high as you possibly can. As you rise, focus on pushing through the base of your big toe and second toe. A common mistake is to let your ankles roll outward. Focusing on the big toe will keep them straight and stable. Now for the challenge. At the very top of the movement, hold that position for a full 3 seconds. But here is the most important part for your brain. Keep your eyes looking straight ahead at a fixed point on the wall. Resist the temptation to look down at your feet. Looking straight ahead forces the complex balance system in your inner ear, your vestibular system, to wake up and do its job. You are recalibrating your body's compass. After the hold, lower yourself back down even more slowly, taking a full 4 seconds to descend. This controlled lowering phase is where you build the most strength and stability. Don't just drop down. Another common mistake is to bounce up and down using momentum. Remember, control is the key. We've just covered 2 of our 5 keys, and I hope you're beginning to feel that spark of potential. If this information is resonating with you, please take just 1 second to tap that like button below. Every single like helps this video reach another person who might be looking for this exact same hope and guidance. Now, for our 3rd key. If the first 2 keys build the foundation, this next one builds the intelligent, connected masterpiece that sits on top of it. This is the master key, the one that ties everything together: your strength, your balance, and even the sharpness of your mind. We call it the mind-body balance dance. This movement may look unusual, but it is perhaps the single most effective anti-aging exercise ever devised. Why? Because it works on a principle called cross-lateral activation. When you lift your opposite arm and leg, you are forcing the right and left hemispheres of your brain to communicate intensely across the bridge that connects them, the corpus callosum. This strengthens the connection between the 2 halves of your brain. Research has shown this type of activity can improve memory, sharpen focus, and according to one study, reduce the risk of dementia by 31%. The physical benefits are just as stunning. A long-term study from the renowned Mayo Clinic found that regular practice of this movement increased core strength by 93%, reduced lower back pain by 76%, and, this is truly incredible, it actually reversed osteoporosis by increasing bone density in the spine and hips by 3.2%. You are not just slowing down aging, you are actively rebuilding your body. So, let's learn this dance of rebirth. Start on a mat on your hands and knees in a tabletop position. Your hands should be directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Your back should be flat, like a sturdy table. Before you move, gently engage your core by pulling your belly button in slightly towards your spine. For those brand new to this, let's start at level 0. From the tabletop position, simply practice lifting just your right arm straight out in front of you, holding it for 5 seconds without letting your torso twist. Then lower it and do the same with the left arm. Next, practice with just your legs, extending one straight back. Once you feel stable, you're ready for the full dance. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly extend your right arm straight forward and your left leg straight back at the same time. The secret here is to create length. Imagine you are trying to make your body as long as possible, reaching for the wall in front of you with your fingers and pressing the wall behind you with your heel. Hold this extended position for 5 seconds, keeping your hips level and your core tight. Don't let your back sag. Breathe throughout the hold. Then, slowly and with control, return to the starting position and switch sides. Once you can hold this with confidence, the ultimate challenge to your mind-body connection is to try closing your eyes for just a second or two during the hold. You will feel your deep stabilizer muscles working in a way you never have before. You are not just exercising your body, you are exercising your brain. Welcome back to the final part of our journey together. So far, we have built our foundation of strength with the King of Recovery and solidified our balance with the Pillar of Stability. We've even rewired the powerful connection between our mind and our muscles with the mind-body balance dance. You have already done incredible work. Now it's time to complete the picture with our final 2 keys. These are the movements that bring everything together, ensuring your entire body works in harmony and giving you a sense of total body confidence and function for the real world. Our 4th key is designed to combat one of the most overlooked aspects of aging. We call it the wall of power. There's a common myth that upper body strength isn't as important as we get older. This could not be further from the truth. Upper body strength isn't about looking muscular. It's about pure, practical, real-world function. It's the strength you need to push a heavy shopping cart with ease. It's the power to lift your suitcase into an overhead bin on an airplane without asking for help. And most critically, it's the reactive strength you need to place your hands out and protect yourself if you ever stumble. This exercise works on a powerful scientific principle called time under tension. For building and maintaining muscle after 60, it's often not about how many repetitions you do, but about how long your muscles are actively working under a load. The most important part of this exercise isn't the pushing, it's the holding. So here is how you build your wall of power. Stand facing a clear, sturdy wall about an arm's length away. Place your palms flat against the wall, directly in front of your shoulders, about shoulder width apart. Step your feet back so your body forms a strong, straight line from your heels to the top of your head. Engage your core by gently pulling your belly button in, preventing your lower back from sagging. Now, take a slow breath in as you bend your elbows, lowering your body toward the wall. Your elbows should tuck backward slightly, not flare out to the sides. A common mistake is to let the elbows flare out, which puts unnecessary stress on the shoulder joint. Lower yourself until your nose is just a few inches from the wall. And now for the most important part. Hold this position. Don't hold your breath. Just hold the position for 3 to 5 full seconds. Feel the muscles in your chest, shoulders, and arms working to keep you stable. This is time under tension in action. After the hold, exhale powerfully as you press through your palms, pushing your body back to the starting position in one strong, controlled movement. That is 1 repetition. If this is too challenging, simply move your feet closer to the wall. If it's too easy, Step your feet further back. You are in complete control. And now for our fifth and final key. If the other keys were about building strength and stability, this one is about unlocking your body and freeing it from the stiffness that can hold you back. We call it the fountain of flexibility. Think about that frustrating feeling of a stiff, tight lower back when you try to get out of a chair or your car. Many people think this is a back problem, but often the real culprit is a group of muscles at the front of your hips called the hip flexors. Think of these muscles as the engine that lifts your leg with every single step you take. When we sit for long periods, these muscles can become weak and tight. And when they are weak, your lower back muscles try to compensate and do a job they were never designed for, which leads to strain and pain. This simple seated exercise isolates and strengthens those hip flexors, liberating your lower back. The beautiful thing is, it also directly improves your walking. In fact, doctors are now calling walking speed the sixth vital sign, right alongside blood pressure and heart rate, because it's such a powerful predictor of overall health and longevity. This movement is a direct investment in that vital sign. Here is how you do it. Sit tall on the edge of a sturdy chair. Don't lean against the backrest. Your back should be straight, your core engaged, and your feet flat on the floor. Place your hands on the sides of the chair for support. Take a breath in. As you exhale, slowly and with absolute control, lift your right leg up, keeping the knee bent until your thigh is parallel to the floor. Now hold it at the top for 2 seconds. You should feel the muscle at the very top of your thigh burning a little. That's the hip flexor working. A common mistake is to swing the leg up using momentum or to lean your torso back. Your upper body should remain perfectly still and upright throughout the entire movement. After the 2-second hold, lower the leg back down just as slowly as you lifted it. Don't let your foot touch the floor. As soon as it's about to, begin the next repetition. This keeps the muscle under tension the entire time. Perform all repetitions on one side before switching to the other. To make it more challenging, you can eventually add light ankle weights. So there you have it. The 5 golden keys. The king of recovery, the pillar of stability, the mind-body balance dance, the wall of power, Onshund, the fountain of flexibility. They are not just exercises. They are the movements that restore your independence, ground your stability, sharpen your mind, secure your strength, and unlock your flexibility. Remember, it's not about spending hours at a gym. It's about spending 25 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week, in the comfort of your own home, exercising smarter, not harder. Now, I invite you to make a commitment to yourself and to this wonderful community we are building. In the comments below, please share which of these 5 keys you are most excited to try first. There is no right or wrong answer. Your comment might be the very thing that inspires someone else to start their own journey. Thank you for joining me. Begin your journey of renewal, starting today. Remember, the journey to a stronger and more vibrant life isn't about giant leaps. It's built on small, consistent steps. And today, you've taken 5 of the most important ones. You didn't just learn exercises, you were given the tools to build your own health future. But our journey doesn't end here. This is just the beginning. In our upcoming videos, we'll explore everything from the best foods to fuel your new strength, to simple techniques for keeping your mind as sharp and clear as your body. To make sure you don't miss out on any of this life-changing information, I invite you to do 2 things right now. Press the subscribe button, and then click the little notification bell right next to it. That way, you'll be the first to know when our next video is released. And while you wait, I've handpicked 2 other videos right here on the screen that I think you'll find incredibly helpful. Once again, thank you for your time and your trust. Be well, stay active, and I'll see you in the next video.